Microscope is an instrument which is utilized to see very micro particles or very micro objects. We can prepare our own microscope also. We can take used electricity bulb and we can remove its filament, and if we place on our book, we can see large letters. That if we can see with it, we can find objects little bit bigger. Certainly, certain parts are there in microscope. Let us see what are those. Those are lenses. Through these lenses we are observing. This is core focusing mechanism, and it is arm, and it is fine focusing mechanism. Here we are going to be placing slide which we want to observe. These are all objectives and its body piece and stage where we are going to be placing a slide, and this mirror which we are going to be focusing on the slide. These are all the parts which are present in microscope, and we can see with this microscope. The organisms which we cannot see with our normal eyesight, we can see these organisms with the help of microscope. Are these organisms living or non-living? They are invisible. We cannot see them. But these organisms also, and organisms like amoeba, paramecium and algae, the atoms possess all characteristic features which are present in plants and animals. They will grow, they will show their responses, they will breathe, and they will reproduce, and they will remove waste materials. They follow all characteristic features of living things. We can consider them also as living forms. Let's see one picture, how we can see a slide view of microorganism if we can observe with microscope. If we can take bread, we might have observed at home mold which is deposited, which is grown on bread. If we can see with the help of microscope how it looks. Let's see microscopic view. Like this we can see. With the help of microscope, if we can see, the microorganisms look like this. This is a microscope view of spores. In winter, we can find microorganisms everywhere. In water we can see, in environment we can see, even in hot springs and glaciers, we can find these microorganisms. Why? Because these microorganisms can tolerate very hot and very cold conditions. Examples of microorganisms are amoeba, yeast, paramecium, etc. Once again, let us recap. Certainly we can see various kinds of objects, various kinds of things in our surroundings. Some of them are living and some of them are non-living. How can we categorize these things as living and non-living? The things which have life, we consider them as living forms, and the things which don't have life, we consider them as non-living forms.